Chapter 27. A Taste of Victory. The fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. Mark Twain. Another stitching around my soul had unraveled with the death of that hawk, but I had grown accustomed to it. The curse did not compare to the damage I had done to myself. It was the unthinkable. I had cast the most powerful spell in all of existence, and now I would never be able to cast it again. That expense, and the duress of it all, had made it seem pleasant by comparison. I should have collapsed. I should have screamed. I should have been as a babe. Instead, I just endured it all. If only for the sake of my crusaders. I had to be invincible, unbreakable. I lie in my bed, and by my side, there was that witch, my witch, Farnese de Vendimion, the young woman who I poured all of my knowledge of witchcraft into. Her beauty was indescribable, and her maimed hands did not detract from it. If anything, I found it to be her most attractive feature. The sacrifice she had made, her penance for the sake of those she had burned. I had a type. Arueshele was a monster, just like my witch. They both came to that realization on their own, and made a promise, that they would make amends for what they had done, that they would triumph against themselves, that they would change. In another way, Farnese de Vendimion was a distorted reflection of Ember. The mutilation was identical, and her power was not unlike that of an oracle, despite the fact that she was most assuredly a witch, a hybrid of both, and burdened by an unruly patron. If the war came to an end here, I could live with her, and that goddess of mine, an unconventional relationship if any I heard of. I had not known the inheritor to have dalliances. Casca had awoken desire in the goddess. Iomade wanted the knight commander. Iomade wanted all of him, including that which I treasured. My affection had become her own. As far as Iomade was concerned, the student was an extension of the teacher. When I pull my witch close, it is not only my arms that wrap around her. I feel the presence of a light of valor, and the warmth envelops us. When I capture her lips in a kiss, I forget it all. But there was a voice that was never silent, calling for war even as I lost myself in another. That heart of mine entrapped by obsession. The memory never fades. When my brothers and sisters were in pain, when they died in agony, I was not the only experiment. I like to think that band of heroes are what remain of them. When I had tried to save them, I had pleaded desperately, and I failed. I had lost, but I had lived. That I despised more than anything else. It is not enough to live. I want to win. I want my victory to be overwhelming. I want it to be complete. I don't want to defeat anyone. I want to destroy them. I want to take everything. I want their heart. Perhaps I had not lost. What if my family had a chance? A life to call their own? What would I be like? No, I could not stop. Void was an obstacle. The heart of darkness had to be slain. The abyss needed to answer for everything. This war would never end. Peace was my enemy. Peace that had nurtured cruelty. Peace that had made apathy a virtue, which had promised mediocrity. Peace that had snatched away frenzy from mortals, that had made them demure. Where was their love? Where was their hatred? Where was their thirst? Where was their hunger, their camaraderie, their adventure, their journey, their story? There was nothing in peace. It was in war that I saw life, the life which I had lived, that life which I could call my own, this life I had forged. Are you all right, Arlan? The tears had been black, an ichor that had the color of tar. Peace had hurt most of all. There was no silence in it. It was in war that I found an escape. It was in conquest that I felt purpose. It was in victory that I lived. Anywhere else, and I would be a corpse. It's nothing. The curse will do whatever it wants. If only that had been true. I have to prepare. This was not an appointment I could miss. I can't exactly be late for this. The occasion called for punctuality. I can't believe it myself, Master. The young woman got out of the bed, as naked as the day she was born, and she reached for a pair of lace undergarments she had thrown to the floor when she had crawled underneath my blankets just the night before. I never thought it would happen. A wedding. It had drawn in many guests, because the bride and groom were famous in Arlan's way, and I had been called in to serve as a priest of all things. I would be the one sanctifying it. It was a peculiar choice, because I had never done this before. But I would try. If anything goes wrong, I will never hear the end of it.